Vittoria Dall'Armellina, a graduate student from Italy's Ca Foscari University in Venice, took a break from her studies in November 2017 to explore an Armenian monastery located on San Lazzaro degli, a small island in the Venetian lagoon. As she wandered through a building dating back to the early 1800s, she stumbled upon a peculiar sight, a sword displayed within a glass case. Greetings, everyone. In this video, we'll discuss the remarkable discovery made by a Venice student who unearthed one of the world's oldest swords, shrouded in mystery. Before we begin, please ensure that you subscribe to our channel and enable notifications for regular updates. Let's start. Dall'Armellina mentioned to Live Science that it was her first visit to the island, primarily for leisure. However, the sword she encountered sparked a deep curiosity that would lead to extensive research. Referred to as medieval, the sword and accompanying artifacts were likely several centuries old. Interestingly, Dall'Armellina specialized in studying the early Bronze Age, focusing her thesis on grave findings from that era. In February 2020, Ca Foscari University conveyed a message regarding Dall'Armellina's master's thesis and PhD studies, which revolved around ancient swords from the Near East. Hence, it was fortunate that someone possessing such profound knowledge encountered the sword within the monastery. The monk Mercator, driven away by Turkish adversaries, established a church and convent in 1701 within a region of Greece governed by the Venetians. However, due to ongoing conflicts with Venice, Mercator was forced to relocate again, and his Greek church was subsequently set ablaze by the Turks. In 1715, he and 16 fellow monks arrived in Venice without encountering any difficulties. 2 years later, Mercator acquired the island of San Lazzaro from the Venetians. Though small, the island offered Mercator and his followers a new place to call home. The monks diligently constructed the main monastery building, revitalized the old lepers' church to establish the new Armenian center, and erected a new school, thus expanding their island abode. In 2015, Frances Mays visited San Lazzaro, capturing her experiences in an article for Smithsonian Magazine. While exploring the abbey independently, she stumbled upon mummies, marble busts, rose water liqueur, and an impressive collection of 150,000 books housed in glass-fronted cases beneath paintings of church elders engrossed in reading. During Lord Byron's extended stay in Venice in 1816, he collaborated with the monks for 6 months to compile an English-Armenian dictionary. According to legend, Byron even swam from the city to the island to join them. Dall'Armellina informed CNN that she had visited the abbey on numerous occasions, but had never come across a sword there. The absence of such an artifact during her previous visits piqued her curiosity further. Strikingly, Mellina deduced that the weapon did not belong to the Middle Ages, prompting her to seek information from the monks of San Lazzaro regarding the sword's origins. In response, they informed her that their records did not indicate the sword's connection to ancient Eastern Anatolia. Although this information neither proved nor disproved Dall'Armellina's theory, it failed to offer substantial support. Father Serafino, a monk hailing from San Lazzaro, relayed to Dall'Armellina the tale of how the sword found its way to the island monastery. Perusing the records, Chamerlian, a name mentioned earlier, managed to piece together fragments of the sword's convoluted journey to reach the island. In the archives, Chamerlian discovered that Yervin Khorasandian, a renowned Armenian civil engineer and collector of art and antiquities, had presented the sword and other archaeological items to a monk named Givendalishan 150 years ago. Khorasandian's writings referenced his time at an Allison-operated Methodist school in Paris, France. As a gesture of gratitude for the school's role in his upbringing, Khorasandian bestowed the gift upon Givendalishan. In 1901, Father Leonzio Allison passed away on San Lazzaro, leaving his inheritance to the church. When the sword came into his possession, he discovered an Armenian note accompanying it, suggesting that the weapon was found in a Black Sea town. As Kavak was established upon the ancient Greek town of Trebizond, presently known as Trabzon in eastern Turkey. The sword's history extended from the 19th century to the present day. Dall'Armellina thought the sword was from 5,000 years ago because it looked like swords from that time. 2 swords from the Near East were shown to Dall'Armellina. Researchers found weapons from 3000 BC on our island up to Sivas, and in old towns in what is now eastern Turkey, Anatolia. The student thought the San Lazzaro sword looked like the Arslantup and Sivas swords from the past. Archaeologists thought the sword was made in eastern Anatolia, but without the monastery's display box, they couldn't be sure. The metal in the weapon would have to be tested for chemicals. Professor Ivana Angelina of the University of Padua said that the SIBA Historical Studies Center helped with this hard work, and that experts found that the sword was made of an alloy of metals called arsenical copper. About 5,000 years ago, people who worked with metal used this material. This was before copper and tin-based brass became popular. This was a very important piece of proof. After looking at the sword for 2 years, experts were sure that it was made at the end of the 4th century BC or the beginning of the 3rd century BC. This sword has only been found in eastern Anatolia, which is between the Euphrates River and the Black Sea. The sword was used in a funeral rite, according to experts from Ca Foscari University. Villagers may have thrown it away with other grave items. Elena Rova, who oversaw Dall'Armellina's PhD, told him about the swords of San Lazzaro. He said that 2 different kinds of swords were made between the northern Caucasus and eastern Anatolia. Rova said that local chiefs were buried with a lot of guns and other valuable things to show that they were strong fighters. The sword was one of these things, so it would have been on the grave of a great warrior leader more than 2,000 years ago. The sword can now be seen in its own room at the San Lazzaro Monastery's museum. Chamurian told CNN that many people called to watch the story, so they would have done so even if Vittoria Dall'Armellina hadn't gone to the San Lazzaro Monastery in 2017. If not for the quick eyes of the young student, this amazing tool might have been lost to history. That's it for today. What do you think about this incredible discovery? Let us know in the comments section. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.